A Mineral Springs man was taken back. Get this. This comes from the Raw story. He was taken back into custody. Apparently, he was in custody before. They let him go, and they had to take him back into custody again after judge ruled he was a threat to the community for mailing threatening letters to lawmakers over Common Core standards. Maverick Dean Byron, age 55, who was out on bond since March 28th. So it's May now. So he wasn't out for very long. And faces 7 counts of mailing threats. I just mentioned that, and also mailing these particular threats to mayors in 7 different Arkansas cities. According to the documents, he threatened to hang the mayors of the towns Ashtown, Hope, DeQueen, Louisville, Nashville, Prescott. This one I couldn't figure out how to pronounce this. Murfreesboro. I guess someone was drinking when they named the city. And from the Mighty Oaks. Or the Murfreesboro from the Mighty Oaks, and their courthouse lawns. If they didn't force schools to replace the Common Core curriculum with the Bible, because we all know that the Bible is so important, and it has so much facts in it, right? And I can grow wings and fly around my room.
You can?
Yes. Just as much as the Bible.
That's my favorite dream.
I know, right?
Okay.
They said that Brian has repeatedly demonstrated his unwillingness to abide by the laws concerning the possession of firearms by a convicted felon. See, I've had these arguments with gun owners before where they say, well, if we ban guns, then only criminals will have guns. Criminals get shit no matter what we ban. It doesn't matter. It's a bullshit argument. It's also an argument from emotion, because you're trying to scare people into say, well, we need guns because how are we going to keep the criminals back? And it's stupid. If we have stricter gun laws, that makes it harder for them to get these guns, not easier. And it says here, continuing on, it says the defendant has an extensive criminal history involving the possession of firearms. I just mentioned that, in addition to 3 previous convictions involving firearms. I'm sensing a theme here. The defendant has admitted that he is personally in possession of a firearm on the day of his arrest, the order stated. So basically, he had it on him. That's not the worst of this. This we think that the fact that he's sending out these threatening letters, things like that. That's kind of weird and crazy to begin with.
Yeah.
But it gets better. It gets so much better.
It's a deep vein of stupid.
Oh, it's such a deep vein of stupid. It's such a deep vein of stupid. He put a local ad in the paper seeking $23 million to raise a Christian army to overthrow the U.S. government.
Oh, the ad was in the Thrifty Nickel, by the way.
Yeah, yeah. I have $23 million, but I'm going to put it in the Thrifty Nickel because, hey, that's where I get them all.
That's some fiscal responsibility, though, don't you think?
Now, what's worse, even worse about this, he demanded that the mayors no longer honor votes by anyone who is homosexual, Muslim, socialist, communist, atheist, or anyone who worships another god other than Jesus Christ. There you go, folks. This is another example of what religion does to stupid people. This is why religion should not be taught to anyone, because we have thoughts, and sometimes our brains don't always run on all 8 cylinders. Some people have extra cylinders, as they were. They're running on more cylinders. Smart, really super smart. Some people are running like on the piston doesn't go all the way up to the top of the head, if you know what I mean. It's just like, I can't quite reach there. I'm pounding, but I'm like not making a spark.
There's those who are running totally on ethanol.
Yeah.
Running totally on. Yeah.
Yeah.
On fumes.
Yeah. Now there's this one part here where he says he also demanded those people are required to exit.
Yeah, and he doesn't specify what that means.
Yeah, it doesn't specify what it means. I'm assuming he means he wants them killed. They're required to be killed, maybe, because he wanted to raise up an army to overthrow the government. And he wants to deny these people their rights. So I'm assuming by exiting, they either should leave the country or be killed. I think he's probably going for the latter, to be honest.
A Christian army.
Yeah, a Christian army.
Yeah.
Kind of your thoughts.
Yeah, his jury trial is set for later this month. He faces $250,000 in fines and up to 5 years in federal prison for each of the 7 counts of mail threat.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see if that happens. Uh,
We'll get some Republican judge in there. Go, oh, he's just a fine, nice young man. Just head him home.
I love how he went to the thrifty nickel. I mean, he doesn't understand fundraising, crowdsourcing at all, does he?
Yeah, because the people who are reading it don't have a nickel between themselves either. Because, oh yeah, I'm reading. I got $23 million in my pocket, but I'm reading from the thrifty nickel.
Among his compelling arguments, because this guy, it's not like he's shy about talking. Evidently, when he was met, undercover as somebody answering his thrifty nickel ad, he was more than happy to talk with them about his plans. And it wasn't just homosexuals, Muslims, socialists, atheists, blah, 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 right? He wants to eliminate the filthy common core of education, and he wouldn't. He also wants to hang all living presidents, especially Jimmy Carter.
Oh, geez.
But he does say that with regard to the education system, I wouldn't. Let me just do my best general Southern. Excuse me, because it's not an Arkansas one. I wouldn't be the man I am today if I had not been taught the 10 Commandments at the same time as I was learning my ABCs.
Oh,
so
Jesus Christ.
we can thank the Bible for this man.
Yeah. Well, you can thank his parents for indoctrinate the little shit.
Yeah, it's a generational disease.
Yes, it is.
Maverick, did your parents give you this name? Do your parents hate you?
Yeah, his parents must have hated him. We comment from the Cajun atheist. Thank you. He says we have tons of Christian billboards in my state as well, and he says I had to learn the Bible, sing hymns, and say prayers in school, but my atheism would make Hitchens blush. So, and he says he also says he's down there in Louisiana where they're teaching creationism in school in the public schools now. I heard about that. They did like this backdoor thing out there.
I think actually we've covered haven't we?
Yeah, we've covered that a while back. Yeah, and the fact is because where he's from, they fit it in there. Says, well, you got to have intelligent design. That's what they call it. To get it in the door. So.
Yeah. Well, we covered it. We've done a couple stories. I'm sorry, that's what I mean to say. We've done a couple stories on the school system down south.
Yeah.
So I think Louisiana was one of them.
Yeah. And Real Paul Marshall says, Paiush for the win. Yeah.
Oh, jeez. The whitest Indian man I've ever met.
Yeah, you ever seen his pictures? He has these paintings made, and he's like, and he's like, oh, I'm too brown. Make me really white. I'm like, that's not what you are, man. That's not what you are. That's like saying, okay, make a drawing of me or a painting of me, but make me Asian or black or green. I don't, green. I wouldn't care. I always want to be an Andorian anyway. But I just miss the antennas.
Jindal passed the law. He is a fundamentalist Christian.
Yeah.
Atheist. Yeah.
Yeah, on this show, I actually predicted he would be the first to drop out. In this fact,
poser wannabe. Yeah.
Earlier this year when they were like waiting for it was Walker that dropped out first, and I said the next one to drop out was going to be Paiush, and it turned out that's exactly what happened. It was like a week, when that week time period that he actually dropped out right after I said he was going to drop out, which is kind of cool that I got that. I didn't predict anybody else, but I got one.
Hey, you know what? You have a better track record than the Bible.
Yeah, by far.
Yep.